Joining us now, Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger of Illinois. He's a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, the January 6th Select Committee, and he's also a lieutenant colonel in the Air National Guard, served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. As you know, Russia has named a new commander for Ukraine. It's sending a convoy to reinforce this push for the Donbas region right now. Does the U.S. need to revise its strategy of support for Ukraine as the fight changes, as it moves east right now?
Yeah, we certainly do. And I think, to an extent, some of that's being done. I know there's been changes in information sharing and intel sharing. That's good. Conversations with the Ukrainians, asking what they need and doing our best to get it there. I think any bureaucratic red tape that exists, slow those backfill of weapons down to our allies who want to push forward the more Soviet era weapons. That has to be cut. But yeah, I think some of the changes that can happen, I think we need to really look at the fact that, there were no flights of NATO aircraft into Ukraine or, direct convoys really into Ukraine when you had Russian presence in Kyiv. But that presence is now gone. And really, with the fighting focused on the eastern part of Ukraine, and I don't know all the tactical difficulties specifically on the ground there, so I'm saying it with that caveat. But I think this is a moment where maybe we can begin directly flying more things into Ukraine, directly driving more stuff into Ukraine to make sure we're getting that equipment quicker to the guys on the ground that need it, because they're in for a real heck of a fight. And, as you guys have well covered, the fight in the East is going to be very different than what we saw in Kyiv. And we cannot allow the Ukrainians to lose or the Russians to win.
Yeah, it's going to be much more difficult to get the weapons to the eastern part of the country than it was to the western part of the country, which is closer to Poland, and a key NATO ally. The Pentagon says they're working to help get long-range air defense systems into Ukraine, but that the Ukrainians, quote, still have a lot of their air defense capability available to them. First of all, do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it. I'm astonished as an air guy myself that the Russians have been unable to get air supremacy over Ukraine. It goes to show both Ukrainian tactics, but the fact that we also have significantly overestimated the Russian military's capability. But that doesn't mean, of course, there's no danger. There is plenty of danger from the air. We see it every day. And so having their defense system in place is good. The long range, bringing the S-300 in is good. And, bottom line, though, we have to realize that every day there's a moment we could wake up and realize that air defense system has been significantly hampered or taken down. So we can't rest on that. And I think it is essential to continue to moving things like the Javelin, like the Stingers and our allies' versions of those, but ensuring they get that long range air defense system. But ultimately, this may be a tank on tank battle. This may be, very different than what we've seen. And we have to be flexible and agile to supply the Ukrainians with the equipment that they need.
While I have you, Congressman, I quickly want to turn to your work on the January 6th Select Committee. Your colleague, Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, says it's absolutely clear that what former President Trump was doing was unlawful. Do you agree with her?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think, all you have to do is look at Donald Trump's own statements. When he put out a statement not that long ago where he said, I wanted Vice President Pence to overturn an election. I mean, that to me sounds like an admission to a coup attempt. The question now, though, for the committee is we put the story out. The DOJ is going to be able to read whatever we do. There's no criminal component to what the House of Representatives can do, but certainly we can put that information out there and DOJ can take a look and do whatever they will with it. And we hope that they enforce the contempt charges that we've just brought forward, or the contempt resolution, to get these witnesses to testify in front of us.
So you think there'll be a criminal referral from the committee?
Well, so that's an interesting question, because we may be able to do that. We may not. Really, we have no ability to say anything to DOJ that they're not going to already see. But that's certainly something, look, I think if that is a reasonable thing to do, and again, even if we don't do any kind of an official criminal referral, they have the report, they'll be able to see it. But I'm going to tell you too, Wolf, this is a very united committee. I've seen some weird reports out there about division on the committee and debate on this issue. They're completely false. They're utterly not true. We are a united committee focused on getting to the truth and getting to answers, and people will see that.
Yeah, that's what Liz Cheney said yesterday. The vice chair, she said something very similar on CNN's State of the Union. Thank you very much, Congressman Adam Kinzinger. Thanks for all your important work. We appreciate it very much.
Anytime, Wolf. Thanks.